How do you stop an unstoppable force? This was the question the League of Legends world asked itself at the beginning of the 2019 season. In the LEC, G2 had made one of the biggest offseason signings in League history, picking up Fnatic's prodigal mid laner Caps right off the back of representing Europe in their first World Finals in 8 years. The pickup saw legendary mid laner Perkz move to the AD carry role in a rare role swap, slotting the final pieces into a roster that had been lacking a certain something since its creation in 2018. Alongside Caps, the team acquired support Mickey X from Misfits Gaming to join Perkz in the bot lane, and the puzzle pieces simply fell into place. This was essentially Europe's super team. Caps had proved himself to be amongst the very best players of the 2018 World Championship, and his crushing loss on Fnatic to the world champions Invictus Gaming had left him hungry for victory. A combination of superb shot calling and some of the best solo laners the world had ever seen left G2 looking unstoppable, and not just in Europe. If there was ever a team that could do what Fnatic could not, it would be this roster. There were doubts though. Perkz' prestige was untested in the AD carry role, and people weren't quite ready to write Fnatic off, even after the loss of Caps. The first week of the LEC silenced those doubts pretty quickly. G2 had discovered a hidden strategy, one that they would utilize throughout the year to an unprecedented level of success. It was time to bring out the flex picks. One of the key advantages of having a mid laner in the AD carry role was the ability it gave G2 to threaten flexibility. They could lock in any solo lane champion and their opponents would have no idea where it was headed until the final pick of champion select. Flexibility became their brand, and as their champion pools grew, so did their win rate. Ending the spring split with a mere 5 losses, we saw Zoe bot lane, Jarvan top, and Urgot mid. If it wasn't banned, G2 could play it. The flexibility continued into finals with notable additions to the champion Ocean coming in the form of Morgana jungle, Pyke mid lane, and Nico AD carry, all of whom were played in that single series against Origin. Spring finals were a quick 3-0 for G2, sending them to their first international tournament as this new super roster. Domestic dominance is all well and good, but this team wasn't built for LEC trophies. It was built for international glory. And its first test came at 2019's mid-season invitational. With last year's world champions Invictus Gaming representing the LPL, G2 went into the tournament with a point to prove on behalf of Europe. That point was proved after a few strange twists of fate led to G2 taking down the NALCS's Team Liquid in, at the time, the fastest international final in League of Legends history. G2 had done what no other European team could, and their drafting flexibility and solo lane prowess had gotten them there. G2's summer came and went in an even more dominant fashion than spring. Their finals this split were a little closer than the 3-0 battering they'd given Origin in spring, but a hard-fought best-of-5 against Fnatic saw them pick up their 3rd title of the year. It was looking more and more like the Grand Slam was well and truly in G2's sights, but their biggest test of all lay waiting only a month away, the 2019 World Championship. G2 breezed through the group stage with only a single loss to the LCK's first seed, Griffin. They would go on to take down all of the LCK's 3 representatives in their world's run, beating the final boss of SK Telecom in the quarterfinals. They were back where Europe had been only a year ago, only this time they were only a 5-game series away from having won every single event they participated in throughout 2019, the League of Legends Grand Slam. Never seen before, yet so close to becoming a reality. And then, G2 hit an immovable object. That object was FunPlus Phoenix, the LPL's #1 seed. More specifically, that wall was Kim Doinbi Taesang, FunPlus mid laner and dark technologist inventor of the tank mid. Suddenly, G2's roam-heavy flex pick style meant nothing, because wherever Caps went, Doinbi's Nautilus, Ryze, and Galio came thundering behind him. Alongside his team, Doinbi threw a spanner into the perfectly crafted workings of G2's playstyle. Flexibility fell short in the face of FPX, and G2 crumbled in the one moment that it truly mattered. Their Grand Slam dreams had been shattered, and Europe had once again fallen short in a 3-0 World Final defeat. The super team had failed. The acquiring of Europe's greatest mid laner had not been enough to secure Europe's elusive world title, and G2 would return from yet another World Championship empty-handed. So close to achieving the unthinkable. But just because G2 fell at the final hurdle does not mean that their achievements are for naught. Not only did they show a dominance utterly unprecedented for a Western team, but they did it in their own way. It was their creative, flexible style that defined the meta at the World Championship, and it was their unique drafting strategies and unconventional roster moves that set Europe apart in 2019.